What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to your recap for the Team Forums versus Team Reddit Clash of Clans live event. If you missed the live stream for this, it was a heap of fun, some amazing attacks by both clans. I link it down in the description, and we have handpicked 12 attacks from each clan to share with you today. If you want to skip across to any of them attacks, they'll all be time-stamped down in the description, so you can click the time to fast forward to any of the attacks. Just before we start, a massive thank you to everyone involved. Some amazing work behind the scenes to set this up, so thank you to everyone involved. A brilliant event, and let's dive straight into the action like you want to see. So we have a mixture of Town Hall 9, 10 and 11 attacks, and we're going to flip backwards and forward. As you can see, Team Forums taking the victory on this one. It was really at the top, highest level where they secured the win at Town Hall 10 and 11. As you can see, Team Reddit unfortunately not able to dip down and get as many 3 stars or secure the 2 stars throughout, and Team Forums able to do that and take the win to make it 2-0 in the series. If you missed the first event, I'll link the recap up in the top of this video. So diving straight into it then, we're going to start with Team Forums, start with a few Town Hall 9 attacks, then flip to Reddit, and we'll move one for one between the clans. Let's go all the way down to number 25, and we're starting out this recap against Goatman12, the opening attack of the war he had, and a triple, which I'll show later on in this video, but this attack is by Phantom, and he's coming at this base with a Queen Charge and Hog Riders. So starting out, he has a few minions which he's just using to snipe off different buildings to make sure he's not going to run out of time at the end, and then he's starting from down at the south with the Queen and the healers. So you'll see the wizard just to the left of her is able to help create that funnel so that the Queen can get in, the baby dragon up in the north, and you can see exactly what he's going for here, the clan castle, enemy queen and king, to take them down so that the Hog Riders can wreak havoc on the rest of the base. So just being patient as she slowly moved in, the wizard and the baby dragon have created a nice funnel here, so you can see she's going to walk into the base, a few Teslas pop just as she comes into action and encounters the enemy king, but a rage spell is going to help to take that down. So the friendly king comes in with a few wizards just at the south here to help control the queen into that little pocket, draw the CC and take out the enemy queen. Double value on the poison spell there. Another rage spell helping to keep our queen alive and make sure that she takes down them objectives. She's then still got the ability and full health to move in towards the expos and the center of the base. So in come the Hog Riders from the southwest side, reinforcing them up to the northwest as well. And then you can see heal spells coming in just to keep them alive in them areas of large defenses and giant bombs going off. A couple of skeletons starting to cause havoc, but with so many Hog Riders even reinforcing more, you can see there's going to be more than enough to take down this base and finish it off. So we'll just fast forward the rest of it a little bit. Did have one extra giant bomb at the end there which hit a few of the Hog Riders, but there's plenty left over for cleanup. The Queen has her ability and it is pressed. Look at all the Hog Riders there with the healers, absolutely clutching the 3-star, and a brilliant attack, I think, to start this recap. So moving across, like I say, we'll skip across to Reddit and just go backwards and forwards. So we're going down to number 29, and this is a Town Hall 9 LavaLoon attack, but it's rather special if I don't say so myself. You'll find out why in a second, guys. So he's going to come in from the west hand side here, take out the CC and the enemy heroes, because you can see they're quite vulnerable right at the side of the base, and then the air defense are on the lower half of the base themselves. So a lot of goblins flying out the clan castle alongside the baby dragon and Valkyries. Poison spell is going to take that down, and the enemy king and queen are soon going to go down as well. So again, minions on the outside just to pick off some of them buildings, make sure that we're not going to run out of time. And then the queen is just sitting back and hasn't really even taken any damage as all of them objectives go down. So she's going to start moving up to the north, and there's just the king to take down. In comes the Lava Hound with CC balloons and a haste spell, and then we're reinforcing that from down at the south of the base. And you'll see with that haste spell pushing the balloons forward, they're completely in cover of the Lava Hounds because all of the air defense are to this southern half of the base. So as the rest of the balloons come in from the side here, you'll notice he still has 14 balloons in his army camp and a massive group moving up. All of the air defense are down, a rage spell comes in to push them through this area with the wizard towers. And check it out, even though there's a Tesla farm, he holds on to it, doesn't deploy them balloons, just the spells, and clutches an amazing 14 balloons on this raid. Absolutely brilliant, very impressive stuff. 70 camp space unused, and that haste spell flies them in at the end just to absolutely rub it in the face there, but a brilliant attack, very nice to see from Team Reddit. So moving back across to another Town Hall 9 attack for Team Forums, let's go to number 28, this one by Skipdawg, and he is going to come in with the GoHo attack. Now the thing I like about this attack, again you'll notice, trying to defend against the LavaLoon, all 4 of the air defense are pushed to the left hand side of the base, and you'll see the queen there up at the far right, all alone, and no air defense within that area. So check out what he does here. He comes in with the Golem and the Wizards and Baby Dragon to funnel down at the southwest, and that's where he's going to initially push in from. So in come the heroes, coming in towards the enemy king. In come the bowlers, and we're really just trying to push deep into the base. You can see the jump spell provides access right the way through most of them compartments, and a rage spell is going to help our troops come forward, but then taking advantage of the enemy queen stuck over there by herself, 2 baby dragons along with the poison spell to slow her down, takes down the queen rather quickly, and then takes out that compartment as well because there's no air defense to hit the baby dragons, or the dragons, sorry, at that point. We're then finishing off in the north of the base with Hog Riders coming forward to take out these final defenses in the little Tesla farm around the town hall. So I really liked how he broke this base into different sections. On the southwest we came in with the heroes and the bowlers, took out the CC and the enemy king. On the right hand side the enemy queen went down, and then the Hog Riders up to the north to take out the rest of them defenses. A skeleton spell is used just to help with cleanup, and the queen ability is pressed right at the end to help out as well, but again a very impressive 3-star attack. So we'll stick with one more Town Hall 9 attack before we move up. We'll go to a Town Hall 10 triple, and then we'll move back to some Town Hall 9 attacks later in the video. So for this one we're going to go to number 27, and we're coming at this one with a Town Hall 9 Queen Charge. So I quite like this attack because it's a little bit different, doesn't bring the bowlers in the clan castle, just charges straight in with the queen. So from the southeast side the queen comes in, starts creating her own funnel. Check out the giant in the corner here, just hiding behind the king statue, just a fist coming out the back there to take out that Tesla. Moving back to the attack, we have the king and wizards down to the south, creating the funnel, and the wizards up in the north or the northeast area, creating the funnel there to allow the queen to come straight into the base. So we've opened up this compartment and the queen comes straight in. So normally this is where you would see bowlers in the attack to push in deep towards the base, take out the enemy CC, the queen, air defense them, different objectives, but for this one Anna decides just to come in with the queen and the queen charge to take out them enemy objectives. So it gets a little bit hairy there. There's the giant bomb. King comes onto the queen as well. There is a lava hound in the CC, which is going to take a little while for her to get through, but luckily the queen isn't attracted to the attacking queen. If it was, this could have been a different story, but our queen is quite safe, takes out the CC, moves forward, steps up and takes out the queen, being very patient, just allowing the queen to do her thing so that we can maximize the amount of LavaLoon troops we have for the back end. So as she moves through, she's carved a path through that entire half of the base. In comes the Lava Hound towards the air defense at the west, and then sprinkling the balloons in towards the defenses around that. And from there, it's really just a standard LavaLoon attack. So the balloons coming forward, taking out the defenses on the outside. Nice use of the poison spell to take down the air skeletons because they can start wrecking your balloons as you move through. Lava Hound then coming to reinforce from the north. More balloons just sniping off the defenses on the outside. Most of the spells used to help with the queen charge portion. We do still have a rage spell in the bag, Lava Hound that hasn't popped, and the balloons are going down a little bit in health from them wizard towers, but luckily they get the job done. Queen steps up and helps out, and then it's just clean up at this point. So we have a balloon to pop in just to help as well, alongside the wizard, swags a couple of spells at the end there. Absolutely brilliant stuff. So just as we're finishing this attack, guys, we'll move across to the Town Hall 10 attack, So moving back to Team Forums. So this one is number 21. Coming at this one, I think this one was on the stream actually. If you check the live stream, it was on there. Towards the end it was on the stream. Brilliant hype towards the end of the war. It did come down. Forums had a bit of a lead there at the start, and they were able to hold on to it throughout the war. So the baby dragons coming in just to set the funnel here towards the east. A golem to tank, and then the wizards again to help start taking out these buildings. Breaking in so that we can bring the heroes and the bowlers in towards that infernal tower. So as they push forward, you'll see you got to be careful with the bowlers. Make sure you've got that funnel created, but on this one there's nowhere for them to go other than in towards that compartment. They're flying straight into there. Get the CC lure. Yes, the infernal towers aren't fully upgraded, so they go down. Enemy queen is going to go down in a second as well, and you can see we've got massive amount of objectives down already. So some of the air defense are down. We got a wizard tower there as well, the infernal tower, enemy CC and queen. So from this point we can LavaLoon the rest of the base, and we've carved a bit of a C shape into the base here, which is always good to then control the pathing of your balloons. You have to be able to control them troops within a LavaLoon attack. So pressing the queen's ability towards the end of that push just to get a final few defenses down. Beautiful freeze spell onto the infernal tower there as well as the balloons move forward. Through them haste spells, just taking out the defenses as they go, making sure not to bring the balloons in too quickly, waiting for the lava hounds to get round to that area of the base before the other balloons come in. So we have a massive amount of balloons at the end here. There is a wizard tower, but you'll notice 2 extra balloons in the composition still. Brought them in a little bit late there. If we'd have brought them in slightly earlier, we wouldn't have had this massive amount of damage onto the bigger group of balloons, but it's not going to matter. They survive. Lava pups around the base, and from here it's just cleanup. So I do apologise about my voice, guys. I have had a cold for the entire week now. I'm hoping I'm going to get rid of it pretty soon, but it's lingered on, so I do apologise if my voice is a little bit groggy through this video. Moving back across to Team Reddit, what we're going to show now is a Town Hall 9 versus 10. You've probably seen this sort of attack before. It's the Vaby Dragon, but I just quite like how he went about doing this attack. So starting out, we're going to make sure that he's taking out some of the buildings on the outside, and he's going to utilise the baby dragons to do that. So if we zap quake the air defense over to the east here, there's then massive amount of value that he can get, because there's mainly cannons in that area, and the infernal tower can't reach the baby dragons at the end. We can clock them onto this archer tower quite quickly. So he spreads the baby dragons around the base just to pick up that percentage, and then you can see the golem coming in from the bottom along with a few wizards to create the funnel, You can see the Valkyries sitting there in the troop composition as well, which are going to fly in towards that town hall. But quite like how he took out the air defense there as well to maximize percentage with the baby dragons. And then the Queen creating the gap there for the Valkyries to come forward, and they literally go straight to the town hall. It's like a beeline to the town hall, nothing for them to worry about. Still has baby dragons spreading around the base, locks them onto that archer tower first. If you can lock them onto a defense up there at the top, then obviously they get the defense down first, and then they can slowly take out the rest of the buildings from there. So I do apologise, we missed a little bit of the action at the bottom there. The CC had came out and were causing the troops a little bit of grief. But as you can see, a clean 2-star as a Town Hall 9 attacking up to the Town Hall 10. And that obviously works quite the same as how you would normally use the 10s to attack the 11s, which we do have some replays of during this recap. So we'll just fast forward through the rest of this. Let's take a look at a couple of Town Hall 11 dips before we move back to the Town Hall 9 attacks. So first of all, flipping over to forums again, let's take a look at my good friend SuperFinch, who I did meet in Finland last year. Brilliant attack here with the Hog Riders, not the standard army that you would see for a dip attack, but let's see how he takes down this base. So a Golem coming in just to distract at the bottom here. The Bowler able to snipe off that building alongside the Wizard, just being very patient as he sets up the funnel here, because he has key objectives that he wants to take down to make sure that the Hog Riders can then wreck the rest of the defences. So the Bowlers in from the left and the right, and then you can see that the heroes here are just going to push straight into the base with the rest of the Bowlers. Has a poison spell preemptively for the clan castle coming out, along with a jump spell to push his troops that little bit further in, takes out the Inferno Tower, gets deep into the core of the base there, and then the Hog Riders come in from the east. You can see because they've taken out the defences from the south right the way to the core, the Hog Riders are going to track straight the way across this northeast side, so they're not going to be attracted into the core. Very similar to how you do your LavaLoon attack. He's controlling where the Hog Riders go here, and the heal spells he gets massive value out of. He has so many of them there, able to cover most of that area, freeze spell onto the Inferno just so he can continue the healing effect on the Hog Riders there. Only a few defences left. The Queen's still almost at full health with the Grand Warden. Hog Riders are just about going to get that Inferno Tower down, slowly make their way down to the rest of the defences there. Not quite going to take them all down. The Golem, is distracting these cannons. Unfortunately, that Hog Rider just about goes down. I thought he might have been able to do it, but with one cannon left and a minute to complete this raid, it is a foregone conclusion that this is ending up as another 3-star for the SuperFinch. So the cannon does lock onto some of the troops here, but it's not going to take out the rest of his troops. The Queen and the Grand Warden finish it off. So a nice Town Hall 11 dip there to ensure the 3 stars. Do have a couple more of them, so moving across to Team Reddit again, we're going to have a look at number 7. Phippy there, who got the 3-star a little bit earlier in the recap, getting 3-starred here by Steevo. So this is your Go-Ball LaLoon style attack. Coming in, actually I'm not sure if he does have a Golem, I don't think it's in the clan castle, so just your Bowler-Hogs attack, starting off with the baby dragons to create the funnel so that the heroes will be attracted into this jump spell. As the Bowlers come forward, a lot of archer towers and point defences in this area, which he's going to be able to take down, presses the Grand Warden ability as the CC troops come forward, and they're heavy thick in these defences here, tearing them down quite quickly. Gonna get that Inferno Tower down there as well. Brilliant stuff. And then they slowly move around to the side here. Queen still has her ability, bringing in the Lava Hounds towards that air defense at the east. And the balloons are going to protect the Queen and Grand Warden here so that they can help with cleanup. So the ability is pressed, the X-Ball was locked onto the Queen, but as the troops move forward, so many haste spells on the outside of the base, taking out the defenses too quickly for the balloons, that they then move into the core. They're forced into the core, that big group, to take out the rest of the main defenses. Still has a Lava Hound onto this air defense, so it's tanking the whole time for these balloons, just moving across. The air defense does, I think there's 2 Lava Hounds there. The air defense does pop the Hound here at the end here, I'm sure. Yes, there goes one Lava Hound popped. The other Lava Hound just not quite, so could have been more efficient if the Lava Hound had popped. I think it has about 10% health there, but it's not really going to matter. You can see the King and the Queen and Grand Warden, sorry, because he brought them balloons in towards the Teslas to keep them alive, they were vital in helping with cleanup, and a great attack there to dip and get the 3-star. So let's move back across to some of the Town Hall 9 attacks. Moving down here to number 33. This one is by Mr. So Mr. does have his own YouTube channel. I'll link that in the top right now as well. He is doing a recap of this event, another 6-pack, so massive congrats to him. Got a 6-pack in that first Reddit versus forums recap as well. And I am in Mr's clan over at XLoyal, so I do know how great of an attacker he is. So coming in here, what I quite like is how patient he was, very efficient with the wizards to create the funnel there, take out this section with the King, Queen and CC, and then as they move forward, although he's taken quite a lot of damage there as well as they move through into this jump spell, he's got massive amounts of value. So the main targets for the Hog Riders are pretty much down at this stage. He more just has to focus on if there's giant bombs. So he's slowly bringing Hog Riders in from the west, preemptively using the heal spells on them areas where the giant bombs are. The King and Queen still at quite full health because of the golems, and the Hog Riders have actually caught them up and moving through the base now. So he's made sure to bring some Hog Riders in from the south as well, not to leave the defenses down there. And he doesn't want to risk having too many Hog Riders hitting the giant bombs. Lots of heal spells used across them areas. Just slowly waiting as the Hog Riders, not a massive group in this one, bringing them in surgically to take out them different defenses and using the heal spells very wisely. He does clip a giant bomb right at the end here, but he has a few of them left. They survive it, take out these defenses and help with cleanup, but he still does have the King and Queen ability there as well. So maybe holding off on the Hog Riders slightly until the Golems had got a little bit further to allow more of the Hog Riders to survive, or bring one less Golem and more Hog Rider, and I'm sure Mr. could give you a bit of a better analysis on that as well. But either way, there's many ways to take down a base, and he clutched the 3-star, and like I say, did it on his second attack as well. So we'll move across to the first attack of the war actually, this one against number 23 and our good friend Goatman from the team Reddit. So the very first attack of the war, 3-star it resulted in as well, and the Witch Slap strategy is what he used. So bringing in a giant just to distract the mortar there originally so that it doesn't lock on to the witches. Giant able to slowly take them down alongside the skeletons of the witches. So the idea of this attack is as the witches move down either side, he'll bring the healers in towards them. Oh, that giant bomb over in the west, very nearly deadly towards them witches. But the healers come in, they're onto the witches, and it means as they take some fire, they'll be healed by the healers. He was very cautious of bringing them in because of the air defenses. And then you can see the jump spell allows the bowlers to come straight through the middle with the heroes and the rage spell. And the witches on the outside will make sure that the bowlers continue through the middle of the base. So very popular at Town Hall 9, also very popular as a dip strategy, Town Hall 11s versus them Town Hall 10s. There was a few of them in this war. I believe I'll show one a little bit later on in this video, but you can see how moving forward he has that second jump spell to provide the bowlers and his hero access through the base. And what's always quite nice about this strategy is the queen barely takes any damage. She's sitting there at full health and the ability with almost all of the defenses down. So one balloon just to distract the wizard tower at the end here, quite like that. The giants there as well to take out the mortars, just because they can obviously be quite deadly if they lock onto your witches, doing the splash damage onto the witches. So we'll just fast forward the end of this, because although his troops are starting to go a bit thin, the witches will continue to spawn them skeletons. The queen has the ability, and it was a definite 3-star there for Team Reddit. So moving to the next attack, we're going to go one more Town Hall 9 before we start to move back up. This one, number 34, and a Town Hall 9 LavaLoon attack. So again, just starting off very patient with the minions on the outside. Skipdawg again here, taking out a couple of buildings that he can snipe off, but more importantly, setting up the funnel for the queen charge. So as she moves in, a wizard over to the west there as well to help with the funnel, sniping off some of these buildings, not really taking any damage at the moment, but she sure will do as she moves straight down. You can see no walls in this compartment where she can lure the CC and take out the enemy queen as well. So that epic wizard over on the left there, taking out a few of the bigger buildings, unfortunately going to go down from the enemy wizard tower. So a balloon over on the right hand side there. I'm not sure if he knew that the air trap was there. I'm sure there must have been a scout attack to bring that balloon in, unless there was a different reason that I didn't see there. CC has been pulled. The enemy troops go down, losing my words there, trying to bring in that balloon portion as well and work out what was going on. But anyway, it means that, as we were discussing before, the air skeletons aren't then beating on your balloons towards the end of attack when they're trying to clean up. So the enemy queen is down. You can see our attacking queen is slowly going to move down this section onto the expo, onto that wizard tower at the back, so we're not going to have to worry about that with the LavaLoon, and we're pushing them in quite heavily from the east side of the base here. As they move through and get to the core of these defenses, a rage spell is used to push them right over the wizard towers. Not much hope for the defender here, absolutely crushed it from an attacking point of view. The king's ability is used, minions and wizards starting to come up for cleanup, and also an extra balloon you will see there for cleanup as well. So no question, again, a 3-star attack for sure, and a very nice attack there by Skipdawg. So moving to the next Town Hall 9 attack, one of my favourite attack strategies, to be honest, at Town Hall 9, the HPHB strategy, and I just love watching these type of attacks because I love the P.E.K.K.A charge style strategy, having that group of P.E.K.K.As just smash their way through the base. So as the P.E.K.K.As come in, the healers are on top, are going to take a little bit of grief from that air sweeper, but as the baby dragon creates the funnel, they'll slowly work their way into the base. Now you don't really need wall breakers either, because obviously they're so powerful, they're straight into the base. The bowlers come in from the clan castle to help out, rage spell helping to boost that entire area, poison spell onto the CC, and then as they move forward you can see all of these defenses going down. Another rage spell will help to push forward and take out the enemy queen, and just trying to carve out a massive section of the base here to then control the hog riders on the back end of the base. So very powerful. Although the queen has walked around the outside, I'm not sure if that was the plan, it does mean she can take out a few extra defenses, because we certainly have enough damage in the center there with the P.E.K.K.As and the king and the healers on them. So as the hog riders come through, heal spell on the bottom with the group there, taking them through that big group of defenses. I'm not sure how much damage they were taking, because I think most of the defenses were locked onto the P.E.K.K.A and the king in the middle, but the hog riders easily take it out. Sneaky giant bomb on the outside of the base there does do a little bit of damage to the hog riders, but you'll see another heal spell obviously wanting to save it for that area in front of the wizard tower. Definitely well worth holding on to it, because 2 giant bombs, it is able to heal the hog riders through. They're then able to take out the final few wizard towers, move through to that Tesla, and then from there we're bang on to clean up again. So troops coming into them buildings at the outside, trying to make him run out of time. One P.E.K.K.A over there lost the healers, but at this point the hog riders are very fast. Another giant bomb over on that western side, so he was really trying to defend against the hog riders coming in from that area. Very unlucky, just didn't quite work. So a great 3-star there from Team Reddit. Moving back, we'll go up to some Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 11 attacks now. So from the forum side of things, let's go to number 4. Coming at this base with the Bowlers and Valkyries. So I highly recommend this strategy, especially against these ring style bases. Just missing on the snipes there at the opposite side of the base. So I'll link a video on the top of this video now, just showing you a strategy where I broke down a lot of these styles of attacks, the Bowlers and the Valkyries, and showed you carving the area, creating the funnel, and sending the Valkyries to the core, exactly how to do it. I also brought out a guide a couple of days ago doing this exact same thing, but using baby dragons instead of the Bowlers. So the Queen coming in from the south there are a few Teslas, but it's not going to matter. The good thing about these bases is as you're moving around, there's no one point of the base where there's a mass amount of defenses. You're kind of hitting all the different defenses at different times. So the Queen is never under heavy fire unless she comes into contact with the defensive heroes or troops. So she does take a few hits from the King there, but he was under the influence of the poison spell, so very much slowed down, not needing to use a rage spell or anything like that for the Queen. Bringing in a Golem there to help tank some of these defenses. That level 1 cannon, absolutely deadly towards that wizard at the top. Couple of wizards to create the funnel, and what that does is allow the Bowlers here to merge in with our Queen and healers. So as she moves through, keeping the Queen at full health, but it means that the Bowlers can help to protect the Queen somewhat, and she can move around the base to pick up some extra percent at the end if she still has them healers on her. So you can see the funnel is created massively. Unfortunately, the Queen on this one, walking down away from the healers, they stuck with the King. Valkyries come through, rage spell over the top to ensure that they get through, take down that Town Hall, and really as a Town Hall 10, it is the 2-star that you're ultimately wanting. You are wanting more percentage, which he's trying to do now, sniping off, putting the rage spell in with the Queen there. I'm sure he wanted the healers on her for that. Like I said, they moved around to the north, but a 60% 2-star from a Town Hall 10 on an 11 is certainly a great result. So a brilliant attack there from the forums. Let's move across and take a Town Hall 10 versus 11 for Reddit as well. This time it is using dragons. So against number 5, here we go. Coming in for this one, not the type of attack you'll always see. I actually used to use this strategy way back in the day before Lava Hounds even came into the picture as a Town Hall 10 when 2-star literally was the game when Wars very first came out. So he's bringing balloons in with a haste spell. I used to use a rage spell, but he's basically coming in towards them 2 air defense, taking them out. So because they're a little bit closer to the edge of the base, doesn't need to zap Quake or anything like that. He can use a few balloons and a haste spell to take that out, and then his dragons then have the rage spell to help push in towards the Town Hall. So you can see a big group of dragons. He did have to deploy a few a little bit further north in order to help create the funnel for the bulk of dragons here to move into the center. So very well adapted there. They do run into fire with the enemy Queen and the CC, but a poison spell and another rage spell is going to help them through that, and then they're onto the Town Hall. So as that goes down, the dragons over to the western side of the base actually work out quite nicely as well, because they help to pick up the extra percent. So alongside creating the funnel there initially, they help to pick up the 50% and the 2-star there for Reddit. So a great Town Hall 10 versus 11 attack. Let's move back across to a few other attacks. We'll do Town Hall 9 versus 10 and another 11 dip before moving back to some 9s. So the Town Hall 9 versus 10 attack that we're going to feature from the forums is against base number 19. So this is quite similar to the Vaby Drag by Team Reddit, but on this one, Surge decides to bring the CoC down this way. He does have the baby dragons to surround the base. He doesn't have Valkyries, and you can see the Town Hall right at the bottom there is right towards the edge of the base, so he doesn't have to worry too much about getting the troops in there. He's actually just going to be able to take that out with a couple of the dragons. So he does have that main dragon for the Town Hall, 1 or 2 baby dragons, and he can use the rest to pick up the 50%. Now, although the 50% in the 2-star, as we're explaining, is ultimately what you want, you need to maximize percentage as well to give yourself the best chance. So he maximizes that via use of the Queen Walk. So she's walking down that side, 20% already picked up. So he has used a couple of odd troops on the outside to help sniping off buildings. Going to use the baby dragon there to take out, just so that the queen doesn't take any damage from that. Also going to start taking out them high hit point storages and slowly surrounding the base with baby dragons. So they're coming in around the Town Hall there, just so he can focus the fire of that main dragon and a couple of the other baby dragons onto that Town Hall. There'd be nothing worse than if he did all this work, got a high percentage, and somehow missed the Town Hall by troops. DC of balloons to push in towards that. It works out absolutely beautifully with the haste spell, able to take out some of them defenses as well, just to cling on to the queen that little bit longer, take out a few of the other buildings. So he does use the ability. She only gets another couple of buildings, but I quite like the way he did that. So baby dragons coming in as well to focus the fire onto the Town Hall here. You can see how the rest of the troops, they're gonna hit that Town Hall. So in comes a rage spell to help take that Town Hall down, secure the 2-star, and we're getting close to 70%. So in comes the main dragon, takes out the Town Hall. Now at this point, there's mainly just defenses left standing. There's not a lot for them 4 baby dragons to take down. So he mainly starts to bring them in towards the expo there at the bottom. I'd have maybe just kept the fire on the gold storage at the top, made sure to take that down. Not sure if he could see that or not. Bringing the minions into it there now, but the baby dragons could have got that down, maybe got 1 extra percent, but all around, such a brilliant attack. Very nice ingenuity in order to maximize percentage there as a Town Hall 9. So like I said, let's move back across to one Town Hall 10 attack. Base number 12 we're going to see on this one. So this was Apex, and you might have even seen this one as well. Again, this one was there on stream for you to view. So the golems coming forward to distract the fire, and the wizards to take out some of the buildings on the outside there, then pushing the bowlers in. You'll see very similar to SuperFinch's army earlier, the Hog Riders, to create the rest of the army to take down them defenses. So 2 jump spells on this one to push very deeply into the base with the balloons in the CC. Doesn't have the poison spell down onto them troops just yet. I can't quite see with all of the stuff going on. I think the poison's on them there now. They're slowly starting to drop. Lots of spells used in the middle there, and he's carved a massive gap out of the base there so that the Hog Riders can be controlled clockwise around the base. So the heroes using that jump spell to get right deep into the base, able to clock them defenses at the far side as well. Works out very nicely because the queen there able to take out the Inferno Tower so that the Hogs don't have to deal with it. A couple of giant bombs did go off in that compartment. The Hogs didn't have to go to the centre, where you'll see the Queen did set off a couple. One heal spell left for that Archer Tower, but obviously that amount of Hogs aren't going to have any issue with that. Wizard, Minion, few other troops to help with cleanup, but the Hog Riders are very fast. When these raids are done efficiently, they don't really run out of time. So many Hog Riders left there to help clean up. So we'll go back to 2 more Town Hall 9 attacks from each team. Obviously a lot of 9s within the war. Then we'll go back to some Town Hall 11 attacks to wrap up this recap. So starting out for Team Forum, we're going to move right the way down to number 30. Now this attack by Phantom, very similar to some of the attacks I've been sharing with Elite Gaming in our CWL matchups, where we take 3 golems and push very deep into the base, only using the Hog Riders on them very back end defences. Kind of how you would do it at a almost Town Hall 8 level, just sniping off them defences at the back. But very popular here, using the golems to get massive amounts of value and get them bowlers right deep into the base. So as the enemy CC comes out, the poison spell takes them down. Golems pushing right the way forward, and the bowlers can just continue to take out these buildings under the rage spell. They do so much damage because that second bounce of the boulder is enraged as well and can take out a lot of them defenses. You can see he's pushed right the way to the far side of the base. The king is already taking out defenses on the opposite side of the base, and he hasn't even brought in the Hog Riders. I mean, Swag City or what? Only a couple of cannons left at the end and that Tesla farm for the Hog Riders to take out. So in they start to come, taking out a few of them defenses. Then he can focus the fire into that Tesla farm. Does have the heal spells as well. Uses one at the bottom there. I don't think the second would be needed. Even that first one probably wouldn't be needed. So many troops left on the map. Spread around as well to help with cleanup. So the bowler at the top there stuck on the wall, but luckily the king has got through to them storages. There's a wizard helping out as well, but again with so many Hog Riders left over and 6 in his army, definitely working the swag there. Could have brought them in to make this even quicker. Obviously he knew he had plenty of time and he wasn't going to run out. So as they finish up, swagging the Hog Riders in and the heal spell on top of Team Reddit, sets off that giant bomb as well, just to finish up and wrap up that 3-star. So very nice GoHo attack, using 3 golems to push right deep into the base, just using the Hog Riders at the end. So moving back across for Reddit at number 25, this time against Mr. Going to a LavaLoon attack. So I did try to handpick different strategies as well, so you had a bit of variation, not just at Town Hall level, but with strategies themselves. Bringing the balloons in with a haste spell, I love the use of that. Taking out a building, getting value from the balloons, taking out a defense, but also taking out the CC troops, getting them lured, pulling them to the top there where he has the healers and the baby dragon to take them out, and he's also going to take the enemy queen down in that area. So a rage spell just helping the troops to get through, slowly working their way to the queen. Obviously he's not going to do anything at the moment, waiting until that queen is down, taking out a few more buildings, hopefully get that wizard tower as well. But you can see the Zap Quake has came in that central air defense, just so the lava hounds are controlled right the way down to that southern air defense to protect the balloons coming around. So as they come in, the balloons slowly coming through to snipe off the defenses on the outside and make sure that, again, that big group of balloons are sent in towards the center of the base. So his spells just to help them over them heavy defenses, the Expo, the Tesla farms, and then as they move forward, we do have another one here which he'll use to help push the balloons into this final area where another lava hound comes in to help tank for that area. So very patient. The balloons on the back end of the base there, not coming in obviously until the lava hound was tanking on the air defense for him. So as we finish off, plenty of balloons to take out this Archer Tower and 2 Tesla farms, and then the lava pups from them lava hounds are spread around the base, again cleaning up, to secure the 3-star. So a nice use of LavaLoon. Very nice lure of the clan castle initially, taking them to the top so we could get double value, taking them out with the queen, and then bringing in that LavaLoon portion nice and patiently. So the last Town Hall 9 attack for Team Forums, we're going to feature the Witch Slap strategy, and against number 23. So we did show this one earlier, the original attack from the war of Goatman, this time coming in for Team Forums. So witches on one side with a couple of healers just to keep them witches alive as they start to take some fire. So obviously the skeletons are first going to be trying to adapt the fire. You can see the mortars on the outside are hopefully placed to take out them witches, but with the healers it's not going to matter. When Goatman attacked, the air defense were a little bit further out, so that's why he brought the giants to take and distract, try and take them mortars down, because he didn't want to bring the healers in straight away because they would be under fire from the air defense before he brought the bowlers in. On this one it didn't matter, the witches were under the heal influence from the healers, so even though they were attracted by the mortar, you can see as soon as they're hit, they go right the way down without having much health, but straight back up from the healers. Bowlers through the center of the base, they've all gone down, the queen having to use the ability to get through the dragon, but as she moves through, takes out these final couple of defenses in the middle here. There's not too much deep into the base. If she can get that expo, that's the final defense, it just doesn't quite go down. So if that had have went down, this would have been game over already, because there's no real defenses in the middle there that could cause any grief for the witches. Unfortunately the expo did lock onto the healers, it came off and not hit the final healer on the right hand side here, but the witch in the middle has taken out that expo, and the witches on the outside continue to spawn them skeletons and just snipe off the buildings in the middle. So as we move around, often it looks to the end of these attacks like they're gonna run out of troops, but then all of a sudden the base is overwhelmed when they can get ahead, spawn plenty of skeletons to take down the rest of the base. So nicely done at the end there. Let's move to the final Town Hall 9 attack from this recap. Number 33, CodNacho coming in with the GoHo attack again. So for this one, we featured GoHo quite a lot here at Town Hall 9. 3 golems to push deep into that base like we've seen throughout this. So if you're using the GoHo attack, maybe you used to come in with a cold-blooded or stoned entry using 1 or 2 golems. Maybe even try 3 golems, 1 on each side, 1 through the middle, get massive amount of value from them bowlers. On this one, really focusing the fire from the south here. So 3 golems and the jump spells right to get deep into the base and really protect them bowlers. Because at Town Hall 9, obviously you can't use them, you have to get them in the CC. They are so deadly that you want to protect them and maximize value. So taking that extra golem, you can often get deeper into the base, maximize value from the bowlers. Unfortunately, they're walking around the side there because the king is too efficient in the middle, taking out them defenses. Queen going around with the bowlers. So he adapts quite nicely here, CodNacho, bringing in the Hog Riders at the bottom to take out these few defenses and then starting to bring them around the side as well. So I'm sure he didn't want to bring them in towards the defenses at the bottom there. He was just going to bring them in towards the back end across this northern section of the base, but had to make sure he took down them defenses so the Hog Riders wouldn't have to work back on themselves. So again, the heal spell helping them through that area of splash damage and thick area of defenses. There is a bomb tower here and you can see the gap next to the air defense. I'd have liked that heal spell placed a little bit further south. He does lose a couple of Hog Riders from that. You can see if it was just covering that area, they may have survived, but it's not going to matter. They get through that final defense. There is a Tesla right in the corner there. You were probably wondering why the Hog Riders were running away from the skeletons. Poison spell gets them down, but he does have plenty of troops for cleanup. Hog Riders are going to come back into the game, and help to take down the rest here. So there's really only the clan castle in the middle that could have caused him any issues, but the Hog Rider's able to just jump over and take that straight out. So just a few more attacks for you. We'll move to 2 Town Hall 11 dips. So for Team Forums, Town Hall 9 here, Town Hall 9, base number 9, sorry, coming at it with the LavaLoon attack. So the Bowlers, again, nice to get the objectives down initially alongside your heroes, and then the LavaLoon to finish off the rest of the base. So on this one, when he finally decides to come in, just waiting for the suspense, allowing the clock to tick down, using the Grand Warden to start setting the funnel in the south, because the Grand Warden can stand out of range of most of the defences and just snipe off some of the buildings. So the balloons over on the west took out some of the defences as well, allows the minions to snipe off some area there as well, and as the Grand Warden moves forward, we start to bring the king in. So the minions have created the funnel on the western side of the base with the balloons, the Grand Warden by himself, brilliant value creating the funnel on the west so that the healers and bowlers can move straight in towards that Inferno Tower. So you can see the exact targets here: Inferno Tower, CC pull, enemy heroes, and the air defense towards this side of the base. So as they push in, they're starting to get under the influence of the enemy heroes, the enemy CC. They're starting to take them down, but they missed that air defense over to the right. I'm not sure if he wanted that down or not. I assume he wanted 2 air defense down here. They've missed the one right at the very south, but he's just going to have to make sure that he can adapt from that. So brings in the Lava Hound right from the south so that he can take down them defenses at the bottom. The air defense does then go down to the Queen, but it means that, again, the balloons aren't going to have to come back around towards the mortars at the bottom here. It means he doesn't have to worry about cleanup in that area. So as the Lava Hounds then move forward, beautiful freeze spell, absolutely amazing value, getting the Inferno Tower and the Air Sweeper, also the Tesla there as well. Probably the perfect freeze, couldn't have placed it any better. Balloons coming in to distract the Wizard Tower, but a haste spell is used to take them right across to that much quicker, speeds the Lava Hounds up, and again, they haven't popped. He's got so many troops left over here, a balloon to drop at the top. So this is what you would hope from a dip attack, obviously wrecking the base. Not always the easiest thing to do though. The base designs nowadays are absolutely brilliant and really helped in Team Reddit's, Team Forum's favour for this one. So moving to one final attack at Town Hall 11 for Team Reddit, then we have one more attack at Town Hall 11 for Team Forums, and a Town Hall 10 versus a Town Hall 11 for Team Reddit. So too much talking, not enough looking for the base replay that I'm trying to show you. I have it pulled up now. Another dip attack, this time coming at it again with the LavaLoon. Slightly different variation of troop combination, coming straight forward with the Golem and the Queen. Bit of a suicide Golem on this one, just to help the Queen a little bit further in, take out some more of them defenses. Giant at the top with a couple of Valkyries, and that gets him great value. You can see the buildings at the top there clumped right together, so that Giant is able to tank for the Valkyries. Unfortunately, they didn't get that storage down. I think he wanted that funnel created a little bit better. Doesn't matter, the healers come in, heroes come in. Starting to lose it at the end here, guys. Do bear with me. Heroes come in. Jump spell gives them access towards that area where they can take down the enemy CC and the enemy Queen. Hopefully get that Inferno Tower as well. If you can clock one of them Inferno Towers, it is massive, because you really need that freeze spell for the other, just because it can do huge amounts of damage to your balloons as they're moving through. So Lava Hounds in towards that air defense, pushing a lot of balloons in from the western side of the base there. There's that freeze spell onto the Inferno Tower, means that the balloons can be healed through that area, take down the Inferno Tower, and then he's spreading the rest of the balloons in towards the defenses at the back here. So maybe if they were in a tad earlier, they would have got close enough to distract the Wizard Towers there, but honestly, does it really matter? So many balloons left over, 2 for this archer tower at the top. So many troops for cleanup as well, and then 2 balloons as well that he'll bring in just to snipe off some of these buildings and help with cleanup. Moving on to the final attack for Team Forums then. This one, the final attack of the war, my good friend, the Great Lach. So he's coming at this base with the mass bowler strategy, really hitting for the high percentage to even the 3-star, with this base being so compact. So at this point, the war was pretty much won. We just needed to top it off and really clutch that win from the forum side of things. So the Great Lach coming in with a baby dragon at the bottom to set the funnel and allow the queen with the queen charge to come in towards the eastern side of the base. Using a rage spell to keep her up and a golem just to move in front to start attracting some of that fire. The bowlers who came in from the northeast to create the funnel and push the main bulk of bowlers in towards that town hall compartment, which we've opened up with earthquake spells. So a great use of the freeze spell onto the Eagle Artillery and Inferno Tower. Brilliant use of the Grand Warden's ability to help keep the Queen alive. Look at her health. The bowlers then run in front of her and keep her alive so she can keep sniping off them buildings. So many troops in that area. The Town Hall goes down. Enemy CC's down. And at this point, with 47%, so many bowlers and troops left on the map, it's a guaranteed 2-star. Brilliant use of the baby dragon from the north there. As the bowlers were moving forward, they were attracting all of the fire from the defenses, so the baby dragon could come in and just snipe off them buildings on the outside, right up to the 60% here. Great save 2-star to win the war for Team Forums. Couple of wall breakers clutched in at the end there, swagged as well. So moving on to the final attack of this recap from Team Reddit. Very similar to one we showed you before in that of the Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 11, using the dragons again. So this one quite similar to my BD LaLoon strategy. I'll link my guide to that in the top right now if you haven't seen it. Using the archers on the opposite side of the base just to snipe off some of them buildings. Obviously pick up on percentage, that is what you want to maximize as a Town Hall 10. So the minions over on the east there, able to snipe off some of them as well, and the earthquake spell gets large amounts of value onto them high HP buildings in the middle. The queen then coming in with the healers from the south. So quite a lot of buildings in this area alongside the enemy queen as well, so a rage spell is going to have to be used. Takes down the enemy queen quite quickly and then gets to work on them defenses as well. So really what we're doing here is quite similar to what you saw earlier with the bowlers creating the gap for the Valkyries to rush the core, but actually this time we're using dragons. So the queen's starting to walk counterclockwise around the base, able to get close enough to snipe off them buildings that touch further into the base to really create that funnel. And then you can see exactly which way she's going. She's not turning around at this point, but we do need the funnel created a little bit further down at the south of the base here. So opening it up with the king and a few bowlers to help out, coming forward as the queen continues to walk around counterclockwise. The bowlers that will then create funnel clockwise, and you can see them defenses just outside of the core there are what is going to draw the dragons in and then to the town hall compartment. So very nice use of a couple of wall breakers to get the queen in so she can slowly move forward, get that air defense down. Obviously quite critical that both of them went down before the dragons come in. You'll see the air sweeper is right in front of them, but the freeze spell is able to get on top of that alongside the Inferno Towers. Rage spell right over the top of the dragons, pushing them forward right to the town hall. Even had a jump spell there in case he needed to jump the heroes into the base. Sorry, let's say he forgot the wall breakers at the bottom there. He'd accidentally used them and they failed. and the queen couldn't get into the base, he might have failed the raid if he couldn't have set up that funnel. So just a safety aspect on the jump spell there, but a very nice attack. And that wraps up this recap. So again, forums clutching the victory on this one. Very close war really. Reddit got out to a quick lead, but forums had their attacks remaining and clawed their way back and then pulled it right the way back and held on to that lead right until the end. So again, massive thank you to all involved. I hope you enjoyed the recap. Make sure to drop me any comments down below. I've been your host, Judo Sloth. Make sure to subscribe for more Clash of Clans. Sorry about my horrible voice, and until next time, peace out, guys.
Stay tuned for more Clash of Clans.